Francisco said, they had just 1 month for this tournament to practice the new game. I mean, they were playing the last FIFA, and for example, with Sroka, I can say that on FIFA 16 he was doing miracles with Cristiano Ronaldo. In this match we didn't see anything, but we are going to another match in this tournament, and now we will see Manchester City against Valencia Club de Football. So Kieran K.S. Brown against David Soriano Perujo. I think that the Brit can be talked about by you, because this is your lad from your country, right? I didn't know, representative. Your representative.
Yeah, so Kieran, obviously, he entered into a competition that was hosted by a major UK FIFA YouTuber called Spencer Owen. And he had a little competition called the Spencer FC Academy. So he basically had a load of people from the UK play against each other, come to his academy and do kind of like a knockout competition to decide who would represent him in his esports club. Now, Kieran actually placed in second place behind Harry. And after, obviously, finished second, Manchester City picked him up. So he's played at a few of the Play Like a Legend Championship series from last year, where he had a good showing, but unfortunately didn't place particularly too well in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, it was one of his first few tournaments at the big stage, and it's a big step up going from, playing online against people to a stage like this here today. So it was good enough for him to get brought up by Man City. He's been practicing hard, he's looking very good, and I think he's hungry to show exactly what he's made of here this weekend, how good of a FIFA player he is, and show that, finishing second, it should have been him that finished first overall in the competition.
But he was a lucky loser. Because of that, he finished in Manchester City, so maybe for him it's even a better team. I don't know, we would have to ask him. Today I asked him about his experience. He confirmed that he doesn't have too much experience, and this is his first international tournament, such land, so he's a little bit nervous, but his aim is not to lose the first goal, and hopefully he will get promoted to tomorrow's games. So I wish him that. And regarding the Spaniard and David Soriano Perujo, he's well known now in Spain. Spain has also great players like Ramos, double FIFA Interactive World Cup champion. But let's go to David. Now he is said to be the best Spanish player, and even though he's not playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona, Valencia Club de Football is really happy. They announced him like 1 week ago before the finals in Paris of the ESWC, but there he didn't do well. He didn't got promoted from the group stage. Now he said he wants to win. At least he wants to get promoted for tomorrow, but he will be happy for top 3 of this tournament to get money prize. But I think that we can see a good game, because Spanish always did not care too much about strategy. They were like having fun with football, with FIFA. So I'm cheering for Valencia, and probably you are cheering for Manchester City, right?
Well, it's kind of hard since I'm a Chelsea fan, so rooting for Man City in anything's a little bit of it's kind of like it goes against every moral fibre in my body. But I guess since Kieran's the Englishman, I'm going to have to, and since you're supporting the Spanish here, I'm going to have to support my mate here this weekend.
So I will support. Yo voy a soportar los chicos de España. Venga, amigos. So that's clear.
I don't know what you said.
It doesn't matter. I think that the Spanish guy knows nothing but tú eres mi amigo también. You are also my friend. We are all friends because we play FIFA. We play FIFA. All of us play FIFA, and hopefully we'll see an interesting match. I mean, how do you feel, for example, in the last game we saw totally different teams, like there you have just Bale, on the other side you had like more expensive team like Cristiano Ronaldo, like Ibrahimovic, but in the end it didn't work out. So what is the most important, like in this FIFA, according to you, like to get the cards, the players that are the best for your playing style, or you need to bring to your team players that will fit your tactics? Because if you prefer wings, of course you will have to have good wingers with good pace and good crosses. But like for now, the last game we saw just the midfield. Like basically everything happened in the midfield. Then some good passes, and Kansas just 1, 2, 2-0, GG, and that was over. There wasn't so many emotions, many actions. What do you think about this aspect?
From what I've seen in previous years of FIFA, there aren't many players who have like a plan B. They'll always go out with their set tactic. They'll always go out with their set strategy, and just hammer home until eventually they get the result that they want. They get the goals. And in FIFA's like FIFA 15 and 16, you could actually do that. You could go out with this one strategy and keep playing it, and eventually it will break through for you, especially because most competitions followed the best of two format where you play a home and away leg. Right now in the group stage, we're only playing one leg, so you've got to be kind of very quick to adapt to the game. You've got to make sure that if your strategy is not working out, that you do think about changing it, and you've got a different way of playing, and you pick out where you can exploit weaknesses and where you're not succeeding. Like in that game, Sroka didn't really have any width on his team. Playing the 4-3-1-2 is not really a width kind of formation. Doesn't really offer you something, especially if you've got someone like Ibrahimovic, who even if you ask them to kind of come into the lanes, it's not really going to do much for you. He's not really fast. He's not really built to be a winger. All you've got left really in the middle is Cristiano Ronaldo. Like Walcott's not going to make a steaming run forward and head the ball into the back of the net. I mean, he's like what, 5'8" or something like that. He's quick, but he's not very tall. So, he's got fast players on the pitch. He could easily have put Walcott out on the wing. Could have put Ronaldo out on the wing. Put Ibrahimovic in the middle, and we said how effective he is in the box. Get some crosses in onto his big head and put it into the back of the net. It's something that you can do. Exploit the wings, because it was Francisco played so central that entire game. He didn't really need to do much. He just kept sitting his defence like a brick wall in front of the penalty box. Gave Sroka any room he wanted to in front of that line, then just took the ball off him every time. So you've got to be quick to adapt to the game and changing it up if it's not working for you, when there's so much on the line and you haven't actually got the kind of second leg to play out.
You mentioned headers of Ibra. I remember there was one FIFA like 3 or 4 years ago when Ibra was playing for AC Milan. Basically, each pro player was using this trick. Just go for a cross, header to Ibrahimovic, and goal. That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Was it 12? He was playing for AC Milan in 12.
Yeah, 12. Okay. But coming back to what you said, so do you think that, for example, in 2 months, the results of this tournament will be totally different because they lack experience of new FIFA, or in this game Sroka lacked some intelligence on the pitch? I mean, if he made different choices, could he win against Francisco?
Yeah, I think if he made a few changes. I will say that because a recent patch came in that kind of changed the way that the game plays so soon after the game launched, it takes a little while to kind of get used to it, and it sounds like the changes have had their tolls on the players themselves. They're kind of still trying to adapt to this new game, and because it's one that is a little bit harder to break down the defenses, like defenses in this game are very key. They're very good, so you've got to have a little bit something different and not be afraid to try to mix up the strategy going into this, because if you keep it the same, you're going to probably get the same results. It wasn't like Sroka was unlucky in that game. It wasn't like there were these occasions where, he could have potentially got a goal there. He was through on goal, but he put it wide, or the keeper saved it, or he just was a little bit unlucky with the timing. He literally didn't have a single chance.
I mean,
really
he had one attempt of Ibra when he tried the fake shot. He could either score a shot on the goal or just pass. But yeah, what you want to say? I mean, Francisco.
He wasn't consistent at getting through the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Francisco during the game, he was playing his own pace. He was controlling everything. I mean, after the first goal, I mean, everything was under his control. And even in the very beginning, like for first 5-6 minutes of the match, of the virtual clock, Sroka didn't even touch the ball because his changes were made like after 10th minute, which shows that Kansas had an idea for his match. Maybe it wasn't the most beautiful way to win. However, in the end, only the goals scored counts.
Well, there you go. But moving into this game is going to be Man City versus Valencia in this one. Obviously, I'm rooting for Kieran. Give us a W back home.
Let's check the bookies because for David Soriano Perujo the odds are 10-1.
Okay.
And Kez is 12-1. So according to the bookies, the Spanish lad
probably fair.
Is more favorite. I mean, you can earn lots of money on that.
Either way, you put money on someone. You You could put a little bit of money on either of them, and whoever wins, as long as it's not a draw, you're coming out with profit. Really.
I mean, these are the bets. Who wins the full tournament, right? That would be too easy, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm not a bookies expert, but that would have been way too easy.
Yeah, but that's great that you can bet on esport competition. Come on, even on FIFA. Yeah. That's great. If you are not a good player, but you love watching other guys, just send them to a tournament and say, I know you're going to win, just I will bet money on you. But who will be your favorite? Because I think that because of the experience, the Spaniard, he played on the highest level from FIFA 14, so it's over like 2 years playing on the highest level. He was winning some titles in Spain. I feel that experience, like in Kansas versus Soroka game, the experience will be the aspect that allows him to win the match. What do you think about that? The experience, or rather your nation?
I would say the experience at the end of the day.
Football was invented in Great Britain, in England, so you should be the best always, right?
We're not even the best now, so...
I mean, I don't remember
we're not the best in real life, we're not the best virtually, so...
Your league is...
We suck.
You said to be the best, or at least has the biggest marketing. But I remember the last game against Iceland, right, on the Euro.
Oh, don't remind me. Don't, because I'll literally sit here for the rest of the day ranting about how terrible England were at the Euros, and nobody wants to hear that.
Okay, so talking about English players, who from English players would be in your FIFA Ultimate Team? Is there any?
It depends, really.
Okay, we can use Gareth Bale. It's Great Britain, so let's say so it's easier. Yeah, but apart of Bale,
I would actually. It depends what style. If I'm playing with like an attacking midfielder sitting behind my forwards, I'd probably put Wayne Rooney in there.
Still Wayne.
I like him. I like him in an ultimate team playing an attacking mid. He's good. Obviously, he's got that striker's instinct in him. He's got good shooting stats. He's not the fastest, but he's physically very strong. Good passer of the ball in the game. Chris Smalling as well, probably one of the best defenders on the entire game. You'll see him pop up in a lot of squads across the Ultimate Team realm. Kyle Walker as well, very good right back. I've used him a few times in Ultimate Team this year, just as solid as he always is. Jack Butland's a pretty good goalkeeper as well. Not sure if I would use him. I like Danny Welbeck. I've got a soft spot for him. He's always very good. He's a very well-rounded player as well. Good pace, good shooting, passing, dribbling.
You didn't mention Theo Walcott, but I think that one of the guys had Walcott in.
Yeah, he had informed Walcott. Yeah, Walcott's good. I mean,
he's really fast.
He's very fast.
And if it's informed, that's even better. But I don't know about the crossing. Maybe he's not so good in the crossing in the game.
I'm not really a fan of playing with wingers. I don't like crossing it, mainly because I feel like it can be a bit of a lottery at sometimes. It's just the fact that if you go up and cross it in, it could work out for you, but it could not work out for you. Whereas if you're playing your own game, passing the ball around, if you make the chances, you know, it's always gonna. That's a consistent way of playing. But crossing, you know, you swing crosses all game. One game it could not work out once, and then another game you could score 3 or 4 goals from it. So
it reminds me, FIFA 2002. I don't know if you played this game.
I didn't.
When you were just using crosses and scored each goal 100% goal via bicycle kick. That was like, but it was like so many years ago that
sounds mad.
That sounds mad, but that's how it looked. And then you have like a result 6-7, every goal scored by a bicycle kick. Magic, only in FIFA. Interesting.
I remember FIFA 11. Crossing was quite easy to score. I'd sit there with Jermaine Defoe, who's literally probably 5'7", 6. Just swinging across and he'd somehow score a header, and I'm like, he's beating like people like Chris Smalling in the air.
And coming back to esports, because recently we see that the tournaments are not based on the regular FIFA, but they are based on the FIFA Ultimate Team. Do you think that the fact that each team can be totally different, each player can create team based on his favorite players, for example, or his skills, his needs, that's something that can help esport for FIFA? That the normal FIFA that everybody would, for example, play Real Madrid against Real Madrid each game because there was this Cristiano Ronaldo, and that would happen basically in FIFA 16, I think, didn't allow esports to grow so well?
Yeah, I think it did get to a point where it was such a mirror match. It didn't feel realistic enough. I remember seeing a couple of the FIWC finals a few years back, and it was Real Madrid, it'd be like Bale. Oh, he's intercepted by Bale. Here he comes. Here comes Cristiano Ronaldo out the wing. Oh no, Cristiano scored on the other end. And it just got a little bit confusing, to be honest. So I think that having a little bit of variation is great, especially at the start of the game, where by the end of this year, you'll probably see players and teams looking very similar. They always I've watched FIFA 15 and FIFA 16 Ultimate Team tournaments for the past 2 years now. So we've had the Play Like a Legend series presented by Xbox over in the UK, and there's usually a couple of them every year. And at the start, they're so dramatically different. Everyone's got different formations, different players, different strategies. And slowly towards the end of the year, you'll find that people are using the same players and the same formations and the same tactics. And this is what we're seeing kind of right here, is everyone's got their different tactic, their different players. And I think slowly what you'll see towards the end of the year is people kind of aligning in a certain play style, especially if there's like usually halfway through the year you always see a major patch that comes out with FIFA that completely changes the way the game plays. We've seen it for the past 2 years, so I expect there probably will be something like that to come in a couple of months' time. So you'll see that a lot of people will kind of change their gameplay to fit that, and it usually ends up being a case where there's no choice but to play with this certain style, as these two teams are getting set up and ready to go. There is an interesting amount of players. Like I saw Kieran rocking Musa Sissoko up there at right forward. Now I wouldn't really play him at right forward. He's got well-rounded stats, but he's not really like a top player. I think there's probably better players that you could put in that position. I think he's purely put him in there for chemistry reasons, because I think he's got Griezmann at striker. He's playing the 4-3-2-1. He's got Griezmann up top. He's got Ronaldo on his left, so he obviously wants chemistry, Ronaldo, but he needs a French player that connects to De Bruyne, who's playing in the midfield, so he's got to go for a French Premier League player, which he's gone for Sissoko. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sissoko drop down to the midfield and maybe putting Ronaldo up front, Griezmann on the wing, and see how that one goes for him.
Yes, we will see what teams, what squads our players are having. I mean, I'm checking at Kieran, and I think that he's scared total. What do you think? I mean, I'm checking his face, and it seems that he's like...
I think he's nervous.
Yes, he's nervous a little bit.
It's a big stage.
I mean, it's his first international tournament. I think that the Spaniard is a little bit more confident, because it's not the first time he's playing on the stage. And that helps my favorite of this game, hopefully. I mean, I wonder if we will see again like really a slow-paced game until the first goal is scored, or maybe the Spanish power will attack from the very beginning with everything he has got to score, to start well this second match on our stream. So it's Manchester City against Valencia Club de Football. Coming back to the British players, I mean, only two football clubs have got eSport division. It's West Ham, that we'll see Dragon later, and Manchester City. Do you think that other teams will go for eSports player, especially considering the fact that you've got great players like Ty Walton, Adam Winster? I don't know if Chrissy Bullard is still playing FIFA, but
he plays FIFA. I'm not sure if he's playing at a competitive level. I know he's getting involved in the FUT Champions to see if he can pull out some great packs. But we've also got people like Tass. We've got Epsilon Gorilla, who was undoubtedly the #1 Ultimate Team player of FIFA 16. So there are a great array of players out there playing FIFA at the moment in the UK, and I expect that we'll see some more teams pick up these players. I mean, Gorilla especially, he's become a phenom on YouTube as of recent months. And I think that if someone were to pick him up as a player, like a big club, maybe Manchester United or an Arsenal, it would start a spark, and every single club would start to follow suit in that respect and pick up players for an esports division, because it's catching on. Like every day I wake up almost and there's a new player being picked up by a football team. So it's going to catch on very quickly. I think this year is going to be a big year in terms of FIFA esports, and it's exciting times for these lads here this weekend.
Yeah, I think that 1 month ago, when FIFA 17 was released, half of these clubs didn't have the eSport FIFA player, and now we have a tournament consisting out of 10 clubs from different countries. It's not like only England or France, but we've got Portugal, we've got Poland, we've got Germany. I mean, that's a great thing, and hopefully maybe in the future we will see Champions League. consisting out of all clubs with FIFA eSports players. Like now you've got the Youth Champions League, so then for example at 2 you will have the Young Champions League game, at 4 you will have the FIFA match, and then in the end the grand finale, the big final between the regular football teams. Let's see if our players are ready. Maybe the Spanish player now is more scared, nervous as well. But I think that in a few moments we will go back to our virtual pitch of our Legia eSports Cup tournament, and we will see how Manchester City will play against Valencia Club de Football, represented by Kieran Brown and David Soriano Perujo. If you are interested in another game, which will be later on, it will be AS Monaco against Paris Saint-Germain. So August Agi Rosenmeier, the biggest favorite of the tournament, will be on the stream in the third game. Basically, today we will allow each team to be represented on our main stage and see how they play. They will be able to show us their skills, how they keep up with the emotions, and with FIFA 17, and hopefully we will see the greatest game as soon as possible. Maybe it will be the greatest game of the tournament. I remember that sometimes the finals were not pretty, but the group stages had a crazy game of the biggest comebacks ever, like from 4-0 to 5-4. That once that happened at FIFA Interactive World Cup, and that was crazy. All the crowds were crazy, and all the players were stopping their matches to see the game of these guys. But we will see if it happens here. And Kez, I mean, that's great that there was this tournament and he just played. He didn't win the slot in the initial team, but Manchester City took him. I saw yesterday that he has his own YouTube channel. He's doing some videos and he's getting more and more popular. So apart of playing just FIFA, he is doing some nice videos regarding FIFA and others, like video vlogs. So that's interesting that now it's not only about your skill in the game, but also the marketing. So apart of the fact that you need to be good at the game, you need to walk to the press conferences and do some marketing videos. Like I saw great video of Sporting Club de Portugal, where there was even an interview with Francisco's mother, and she was saying that in the very beginning she wasn't so keen on letting him go, but when he was 11 and he became the Portugal champion, he came back home and say, "Mom, I'm going to Spain to represent Portugal," and she was like, "What?" But he went there. In the end, he went to Barcelona. He finished third. That was in FIFA Interactive World Cup 2011, if I remember it well. But later on, he came back to Poland. He won Polish qualifier. He went to the grand final, and surely his mother is proud. Even with the Paris Saint-Germain, there was a great press conference before their Champions League game. I think it was against Basel from Switzerland, where Rosenmeier was invited to the VIP stand. There was this presentation, like professional player with the T-shirt. With the Polish player, he had a medical check, like they do for professional players. That's crazy. There was video out of it, and that's really showing that the clubs are taking it really seriously.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Well,
so you say you would like, because earlier you said that you're a fan of the Blues, right? Chelsea, do you think that Blues will open an eSport division and will invite you?
Not me, no.
Yeah,
no,
why not?
I'm terrible at FIFA.
You just buy some good
I sit
cards.
here and pretend I know what I'm talking about, but really I don't. I just say some words and things, and people play FIFA who actually know how to play FIFA, play FIFA, and everyone just sits and listens and goes, "What is he talking about? He's got no idea what he's saying." But
I mean, with the whole marketing that the English Premier League is doing, I think that it will be the first league in Europe that will open a league for FIFA.
Oh, it'd be awesome if they did that.
I think so. I mean,
and I think Chelsea should get Gorilla because he's number one.
By the way,
it'll be the only consistent winning we'll actually have going on at Chelsea as of late.
By the way, I'm also a private Chelsea fan, but I'm the very old Chelsea fan. When they played with Gianfranco Zola, before the Abramovich, when they were like trying to get to the UEFA Cup,
We finished 4th before he came, and
the first season, yes, but earlier it was really bad. But I like the Italian Dutch squad that was playing for Chelsea in that time. I mean, now of course we have the best players, like one of the most expensive players in the world playing for the Chelsea FC. But okay, let's go back to the FIFA, because we are changing the topics, and I think that really fast we will go to our virtual pitch. And see the game between Kez and David Soriano. Manchester City against Valencia Club de Football.
We are just filling time here as these two get themselves set up for this matchup. And big important game. I think these guys, I didn't actually find out what the results were for their first game, so it'd be interesting to know how they stand out so far in the competition. I think everyone's played a game now so far.
Yes, part of the main stage we have this separate stands with Xbox One where they were playing their matches, and even now I see that the second leg is being played in our outer space. I will use that word.
Outer space.
Outer space.
Over there.
This is the main stage, and this is the outer space where there are no lights. The emotions are a little bit lower. I mean,
everyone's watching it though. I think mainly because we're waiting for this to start. But
yeah, we are waiting. I mean, but seriously, when I was playing FIFA, let's call it professionally, because I didn't have any big international events won as, for example.
Did you win any tournaments?
In Poland, yes. In international, I just played.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, only the winner matters. Yeah, but at some point,
the only tournament I could win is one where I'm the only one who turned up.
And maybe your sister as well.
She's probably beat me.
Oh, okay. I mean, once my brother made a bet. There was this FIFA that we could play with mouse.
Yeah.
So I played on mouse, he played on keyboard, and I won 1-0. Even
how does that even
mouse.
work? So you just played with a mouse?
Yeah, you just you could pick where you want your player to go, and I don't know how I did it, but I scored 1 goal and he didn't score any, and I won.
All right.
But like I said.
So he bet you that you couldn't beat him. What was the bet?
Some small money, like really small, like you could buy Coke for that.
Oh, okay.
Nothing special. I mean, but I was playing FIFA for 20 years, so I see how the game developed, and that's what you can do. It's just crazy. I mean, the things you can do with Cristiano Ronaldo, some great tricks. There is loads of animation. Even the crowds are great in the game in FIFA 17. And still, you know, the intro, the EA Sports, it didn't change at all.
It does it good.
He does it really good. Nobody knows who is the guy, but they know.
We know now.
We know, but they know his sound, his voice. Still looking forward for this game, second game on our main stage of Legia eSports Cup. What's great for me also that I see that in the sponsors you've got many companies that never did participate in any esport tournament. That shows that not only like companies related to gaming hardware are going into the tournaments, also totally different companies are supporting us, supporting our events, and allows our players to show their skills and win a lot of money. But of course the pride is, I think, that is the most important, because when you feel that you are the champion, when I could lift the trophy, that was the best moment of that day. I mean, I didn't care about the money on that moment, but the thing that people were cheering, you are lifting the trophy, that was great. Even in Poland, that was great. If I could do that on FIFA Interactive World Cup, that was even better. But maybe in the future, maybe my kid, my son, will be my legacy.
Vicariously through him.
Yeah, like from the very beginning, you play FIFA, you will be the master.
Hand of a football and a controller.
Of the FIFA Interactive World Cup 230.
Avenge me.
Avenge me, yeah. We will see if it goes like that. For now, we are still waiting for the second game. I mean, that's also a bad situation for the guys. They're expecting their match to start, and it will make them nervous even more. Like, come on, I want to play now.
Is that so? Obviously, you former professional. Is that something that you've experienced before, or you've seen people experience before, where you get nervous the longer it takes to get towards the game, or it's being held up for some reason?
I mean, very often pros before the game puts like favorite music. They try to get in the mood to play, and then when you are sitting there on the main stage, the game is almost ready. You want to start, and it's getting delayed. and it's hard for you to play on your own level. I think that we will have a short break, and after the break we will come back with the second match of our Legia eSports Cup 2016. Or maybe not.
Welcome back to the Modicom Legia eSports Cup 2016. We're finally underway with Man City versus Valencia. Obviously, Kieran Brown representing Man City, and we've got
David Soriano Perujo representing Valencia Club de Football. As you could see in the introductional cinematics, the players to watch are Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Aguero. Aguero playing, of course, in the squad of Manchester City, and hopefully they will show us some good action in this match of consisting of 12 minutes and last changes in the tactics, in the strats, and we will be going live to our virtual pitch. And the good thing that we managed to start this game, the second game on our main stage of this tournament. And Kez, will he start something really fast? Good passing there. But David, representing Valencia, was able to clear the ball.
So we've actually seen Kez Brown off the start. He started with a 4-3-2-1. He switched it to a 4-3-1-2. He took off Musa Sissoko, as I thought he would do, and he's brought on Eden Hazard to play behind the two players playing in that 4-3-1-2. So gone with quite a central formation. It's one that we saw Sroka bring out in the last game, but on the flip side we've also got Parejo, who's brought out a 4-3-1-2. He's originally playing 4-1-2-1-2, and he's gone for the 4-3-1-2 in the end, not really needing to do too much changes into the team as we play this one out. So he's got quite a nice little BPL team going for him, and let's see how Kieran does in this matchup. He's looking to bounce back.
Yes,
with a good win.
10 minutes are passing on our virtual clock, and I think that in this game the pace is much faster, and we will see much more action being done here on our virtual pitch, and maybe we'll see even more goals than in the first game. For now, both City and Valencia had chance to score their first goal, but for now still 0-0 on the scoreboard, and we will see who of the guys will do the first step to gain 3 points.
Fortunately, Parejo loses the ball into touch, and Kieran is going to pick it up for a throw-in. Goes for a fake and plays in De Bruyne, finds Hazard. Lovely back heel into the path of Effenberg, tries to find Griezmann with a threaded through ball, but it's not going to work out. And here comes Parejo on the counter-attack. Let's see if he puts as much pace into this as he has for the start of this game, as he moves up the left with Azpilicueta.
So it seems that in this match they won't use wings similarly to the first game. They will try to do something in the midfield with a short, quick passes, and we saw that the last through ball was really good, but he lacked a few centimeters to reach the ball and maybe try to have a good attempt on goal. And now there was another good ball played to the box, and now mistake in the defense, and that was dangerous for Kez. He needs to watch out on his defenders, and it seems that the Spanish player has got the initiatives. Whoa!
Aguero, welcome!
Aguero. Que pasa, amigo? I can say that. I mean, nobody expected that.
That was seriously unexpected. A lovely layoff between him and Yaya Toure, I think it might have been, or Kante. And Aguero puts that into the top bin.
That was
his
fantastic.
Campaign off. Not exactly the best of starts from Parejo. He gave away the ball very sloppily at some occasions, but he does find the net from distance. Very effective method for scoring goals in FIFA is getting a clear shot centre of the goal, putting it into one of the corners.
And now Kez can have a situation.
Penalty!
A penalty! Yes, or even a red card. Let's see.
This could be very, very game-changing here. The referee's walking up. He's definitely got an agenda about himself, calling him over. Everyone's trying to hide him. You can't hide from the referee, but he's straight off. Yaya Toure is out of the match.
That's distraction for Parejo.
And he just apologised to Pep Guardiola to get back in the team. And he's gone straight off. Here comes De Bruyne. Oh, and it's saved!
He didn't.
Gets the rebound. No, what is going on, Kieran? What have you done there?
So much emotions. I mean, he went from heaven to hell. He could go even to worse situation, but he didn't lose the goal. He managed to save this penalty. Now he needs to feel luck if in his midfield, and we'll see what he will do. Yes, he swapped Sanchez. to the place of Touré. And I think that now in this game we will see big defensive attempt of the Spanish David to secure this win, and probably Manchester City will just put everything on attack, trying to score an equalizer and later on maybe another goal, providing him 3 points. And without one player for over one half, I mean, what can he do now? Spanish guy, David Parejo. That will be really hard. We'll see that Manchester City will have lots of occasions, and without this Yaya Touré, Aguero alone in the attack, can he do any difference without any amigos?
Oh, he can certainly ping them from distance based on what we just saw there. Let's see what he will be able to do for his squad. As he lays the ball down, Kieran looking to bounce back from this unfortunate setback as he went 1-0 down. Did manage to get a penalty back, but missed the penalty thanks to the legs.
That was a really
keeper.
That was a really sloppy attempt to score a penalty. Oh yes, and now we've got an equalizer. When I was talking about this penalty, Kez is coming back to this game 1-1, and for him everything starts again. Stefan Effenberg,
the legend.
The legend.
The legend coming true. To put it at equal terms, here comes Kieran getting the momentum behind him. Lots of energy in his play, hasn't let him phased him. He definitely gave a slight groan after missing the penalty. Could have put him at an equal stance earlier on, but he has managed to rectify that situation. And obviously, the extra man playing very dividend in this affair as he looks to try and capitalise it with a big ball over the top. Griezmann acrobatically heads that one down, but Parejo gets on the end of it, and here comes his counter-attack. Paul Pogba leading the line, but it's taken away by Kieran, and he looks to capitalise.
I think that this goal will help Kieran a lot, considering the fact that this is his first international tournament with such a big stake. The beginning was really sloppy, but now he feels that he can win, but he needs to secure his defense, because the Spanish will not leave the game for his rival. He will try to score another goal to go to a 2-1 lead. And now Ronaldo is coming back to the box. Attempt from far away, slightly above the goal.
Not the tidiest of finishes, but nevertheless, that's momentum going in his favour. He's certainly finding the exploits that he can.
Like you could see now, Aguero is there alone. He needs to wait for his mates to play some good passes. He will try to gain some space, and maybe some through ball will allow him to have a good score attempt. But now Kieran has a lot of space in the middle. He can do a lot. He doesn't have to be afraid of this alone Aguero, and we see that he is respecting the possession of the ball. But on this moment, the ref is stopping the game for the half time. I see that Manchester City will do some changes. Let's see. Hazard.
Okay, that's interesting.
Marco Reus is entering pitch.
Interesting. So he brought on Hazard originally for Moussa Sissoko, attacking mid, as his first substitution in the game. And now he subbed him off to bring on Reus. He's put Reus up front, and he's stuck Griezmann at centre attacking midfield. Obviously, Griezmann used to play on the wing, so he's definitely got the stats of a midfielder behind him.
We'll see if Reus can do anything, change the situation. For now, it's still 1-1, and everything can happen. Both David and Kieran can score another goal and gain 3 points in our tournament.
Well, we'll be looking at Reus to see how he does fare out. The only logic I could think that he's taken Hazard off is potentially the fact that substitutes only get 7 chemistry for when they come on. They don't get the maximum chemistry that you can get, so you don't have that super sub status that we've had in previous FIFAs. So he obviously doesn't want too many players coming on who don't have the full chemistry. Obviously, when you're reaching maximum chemistry, the players will get a stat boost on their attributes. And he obviously wants to make sure he gets everything he possibly can out of his players. So it's the only logical reason I can think of, other than maybe Hazard's not particularly playing to the way he wants. And Griezmann's maybe a better fit for that attacking midfield role.
And now we see the pressure from Kieran is much higher. He's trying. Oh, that would be a great reply. Again, long shot, but the goalkeeper managed to save that. Let's see what happens with this corner. Nothing, and maybe now counter-attack, ball goes to Agüero, but he was alone there. He couldn't pass the ball to anyone, and Alaba secures the situation.
David De Gea really keeping Parejo in this matchup right now as he looks to hit him on the break. Paul Pogba down the right-hand side. He's got man in the middle. De Bruyne tries to find the man at the back post. Should have gone for the shot there,
yes,
really.
That's what I would do, but...
Does try and make it up, and he puts it away. The man with the 10-team deficit is now back in the league.
So like the Spanish commentators, goal! The Club de Valencia, Club de Football, 2-1. I was not expecting that after this situation, this attempt where he behaved. That was a mistake. He should attempt to score this goal. He tried to pass, but later on in the next situation he did really good, and now he's on the lead. What Kieran can think now? What thoughts can be in his head? He is one player ahead, and still he conceded a goal.
Is that penalty and that opportunity going to come back to haunt Kieran? Doesn't look like it's quite been his day out. Let's see if he can hit them on the break. He has got men forward. Obviously, all of Parejo's players have been committed. He does pick up the loose ball. Here comes Griezmann, can't find the knock-on round the player. And Paul Pogba again looking to push down his right-hand side.
It seems that the goal for Valencia changed everything completely. Now he feels more confident, like he had the player advantage, and Kieran probably is very devastated. He missed a penalty, and then he cannot use the advantage of one player. And now we'll see some changes. Who is going to, again, Valencia.
He's still got one substitution left. Kieran, let's see what he will do. Is he going to change something?
Sterling.
It looks like he might do. You keep me updated with what happens over there. He's brought
Agüero
on Raheem Sterling at centre attacking
and
mid.
Sturridge is swapping Agüero.
So I believe he brought on Player of the Month Sterling in place of Renato Sanchez, and I think he's dropped Griezmann to midfield.
It's good that he thinks about his tactics, about his strategy. We didn't see so much changes in the last game. Now, depending on what changes on the pitch, they will change the tactics accordingly, and that shows that they have this intelligence of play, and they know what they need to do in order to achieve better results. Not only skill is important, but also what you do with the tactics, the strategy. That always was a key to win FIFA matches. But now, David, in a very good situation. Without one player, he had a red card, but still 2-1 ahead. And we will see if that will be the end result of the game. Still 15 minutes on our virtual clock. A lot of time to score a lot of goals.
Let's see this works out. Kieran on the ball, lovely quick passing. Royce in on goal, tries to curl it round the keeper. Can the rebound go in? No. David De Gea again with a strong performance in between the sticks. Keeps this Valencia side afloat. As Parejo is looking to hit them on the break. Paul Pogba nods it down to Renato Sanchez, but Kieran intercepts that, and now he's going to push forward on the attack here. Finds Marco Royce at the front. Back heel to Raheem Sterling. He's through on goal. One-on-one with the keeper. Can he have the bottle? No, he doesn't have the bottle to put it away.
Too slow, too slow. I mean, he could do everything.
Is this the inexperience we talked about?
Probably, yes. He could even ask the goalie which side he should shot at, but it was too slow. Come on, I mean, he should
be
do
burning
better.
pace with Raheem Sterling there.
Yeah,
What's he got, like 94 pace or something ridiculous?
He will be devastated after this match. So many things going not on his way. I mean, this penalty, red card. He has an advantage, and still he cannot use such situation one-on-one with the goalie. It's himself, but still 10 minutes remaining. Now actually I believe that Kez can do something. I hope that he will come back to this game and he will score at least for an equalizer.
He literally walked through his defence there. It was so, I mean, those are the kind of goals you dream of. Literal easy one-on-one with the keeper. He might have found it again. Here comes Marco Royce. He has got Sterling at the back post. Effenberg's making a run through, but no, Chris Smalling holds strong and keeps Parejo in this one, not giving anything out, and he looks to capitalise. Paul Pogba using his strength to hold off the defence of Kieran. Here comes Raheem Sterling on the other end, using what little strength he has to get forward, tries to find the pass across. Daniel Sturridge taps it in.
Great one. That was a great one. You could see how smart he played. Like, he waited for his mate, then he made a short pass and easy goal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mean, that is GG. I think that nothing can happen now when we have only 4 minutes and David Soriano Perujo will win this game. I don't believe in a miracle that Kez, after such advantage, can still come back to this match. But now, Sturridge again. You see some good tricks. It was close, it was close. Remember that in the end even the goals can count. When two or more players have the same points, the goals can make the difference to qualify guys for the playoff stage, and we will see if Valencia can score another one.
Amazing. Had a man sent off in what was about the 20th minute of the game. Managed to save the penalty. Effenberg equalising it up. Kieran Brown had many an opportunity to seal this game off for himself, but unfortunately didn't. And the few chances that Parejo had, he put away, and he takes away 3 points from this fixture.
GG for Valencia Club de Football. Unfortunately, Manchester City lost. Kieran Kes Brown had some good situation, opportunity to score goals. He had an advantage of one guy on the pitch, but he didn't.
He played fantastic at the end of the day. Kieran, he played a great game. He's just sometimes that can be your day in front of goal. You can be hot and firing, and everything you touch is gold. And then there could be opportunities where, unfortunately, things don't go right. You maybe second guess yourself when things aren't going the way you planned. And unfortunately for him, he has suffered an unfortunate loss, one that you would have thought he'd put away, but fair play to him.
Yeah.
Played a good game.
I mean, still, we need to remember that this is not a single elimination bracket. This is a group stage with round-robin system, so he will have more games to show his skill to prove us that we were wrong, that in this game maybe emotions were.
Well, what's important is how he reacts to this. If he just shrugs it off, or if it eats away at him into his next game, because losses like that where you have those easy opportunities to put away goals, it can play on your mind. You start second guessing yourself. You're thinking a little bit too much about some simple opportunities, and that could be your day completely gone, and you could find yourself out of the competition. But we have said 6 of the 10 go through in this competition. So does he feel like he's in the top 6 out of these 10 players here today?
Probably you will need at least 9-10 points. It may happen that 10 points will allow you to have the 6th place, which will allow you to go to the quarter-finals for tomorrow. But still, I mean, they will fighting for each game, for each 3 point. You never know what can happen. Maybe this tournament will be really hard for each of them, and one scored goal can make a difference. Who will get promoted and who will play here at Legia Stadium tomorrow when the playoff stage will be held. Next game will be a special one.
It's the French showdown, isn't it?
French, yeah. I mean, French clubs, because August Agi Rosenmeier, representing Paris Saint-Germain, of course, is from Denmark. But before we start this game, we will go to the interview with the winner, David Soriano Perujo. Lothar, goes for you.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm starting here with the winner. We'll use a translator to make it easy for everyone. Obvious question. In the beginning, a very serious loss of one player on the field. What was the change in the strategy?
Que hables un poco de la estrategia que has utilizado. En español.
Mira, el partido fue complicado, fue como una expulsión. Y tuve que cambiar de alineación varias veces porque me estaba apretando el jugador de Manchester City. Al tener uno menos, tuve que cambiar varias veces de alineación, cambiar varios ajustes para que se quedara el equipo atrás y estuviera bien colocado y esperar mi oportunidad que iba ganando. Él dejara huecos a ampliar el campo y intentar meterle el segundo y adelantarme en el partido.
No, it's only he adjust the lineup to wait the moment to against the player Manchester City to wait the moment to score the second goal, but with a defensive strategy.
Okay. Were you confident that you can pull it off after that penalty kick that wasn't really, used by your opponent?
Sí, está hablando que hables un poco del penalti que ha supuesto para él.
Ha sido un error, un fallo en la salida de balón. He intentado salir siempre tocando. Fallé en un pase y se me adelantó en el cuerpo y tuve que hacerle penalti por detrás. Un fallo mío completo porque en un minuto tan pronto del partido no se puede ir con uno menos.
It was a mistake in a pass, and it was very, very early in the match, but he tried to adjust the lineup with a defensive strategy to wait the moment and as the first question.
Thank you very much. You're now 6-0 in the group stage, so more matches to come, but you're on a very good path to victory. So thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you, guys. And now we'll be going back to the casters, and we have almost the next match prepared. Jarek and Chris.